And I never over-intellectualize things, but I will break them down, and I will use an analogy to help you try to do it. The first things first, that if we broke down the parts of your body that could create power, okay, it would be hips, diaphragm, okay? And so when you start with your chest to the net and your arm like this, you have no ability to use your hips or your diaphragm, okay? So remember what I kept telling Zoe was to turn on the ball. And what you do, Natalie, you are swinging with your arm. And when we want you to tack, we want you to be physical, which means when you tack that you're going to use your body.
Right.
So jump off there real quick. When you watch me do this, right? At the end of the day when I tack, it's all wrist snap. So here's what's happening when I'm tacking. I'm just snapping my wrist. Okay? So my wrist snaps around the ball. Okay? But what we're going to do is generate a ton of force by rotating my hips and shoulders, and then I'll snap the ball down. So I'm creating power by turning and rotating, but when I get to here, what happens? It's all wrist snap. But what you do is you don't make that turn and rotation, and you just wrist snap.
Right.
So you've got ball control, you can make the ball spin, but you can't lay anybody out.
Right.
Okay?
So you're saying, like, with that extra power I'm bringing?
Not extra power, the power that you have in your body is not being enlisted at all.
Okay.
So here's a good way to look at this. When you leave the floor and attack, you leave the floor with your hips and your shoulders squared. So the only way you can create power is what? With your arm. Okay?
Right.
What good attackers will do now is they'll leave the floor in this position, and now when I can attack, I can do what?
Right.
Turn and rotate.
Yeah.
Yep. So the most important thing we get attackers to do is to get into this position. So if I say to you attack position means my hips drawn, my elbows drawn, my non-attack arm is tall. And why do I want you to get into that position?
Just
So you can, why do we want your hips and shoulders open? So you can rotate.
so you can rotate.
Yep, because that's where all your power is going to come from. So get on the front of that box. Okay? And here's what's going to happen. Start attack position. Right? And see where that front of that box is? When this ball gets to your tack hand, we want you to rotate your hip and your shoulder and elbow to the front of that box, and then get your hand to take over. So what's the first move you're going to make?
Hip.
Yep. But what you've got is, you've got little muscles pushing, and big muscles are just hanging back there. What I'm doing is I'm taking big muscles and I'm using them to whip forward. All right, so let's see if we can do that. Ready? Big turn. Get drawn. Good. Draw that elbow. Yep. Good. There you go. Turn. Turn it. Look where your hip still is.
Okay. But it did not.
Yep. Remember, you're going to get your hip to here, and then the hand's going to come through.
All right.
Got that?
Yeah.
Turn, rotate. Good. Turn, rotate. Good. Turn, rotate. Turn harder. Good. Turn harder. Good. Right hip to the front of the box. Good. Can you see where her right hip still is?
Yep. So not turning in?
Never. Never.
Oh, because I'm used to, I gotta work on it.
Absolutely. Okay. But let me ask you this. What's the only thing I'm asking you to do?
Wrist? Yeah. Well, I guess it'll if you thinking about it.
It'll come if that's the only thing you care about.
All right.
And this is the hard part about getting players better, is to get them to commit to the behavior that makes them better. So she's still thinking about hitting the ball. All I'm interested in is how fast you can get your right hip to the front of the box. Ready? Go up. Good. Faster. Go. Good. Good. Draw. Good. Start drawing. Get to there. Draw. Good. Hip and joint. Turn. Good.
Sort of like
Don't over intellectualize. Just turn as hard as you can. Go. Up. Turn hard. Turn harder. Right hip harder. Up. Better. Good. Good. Right hip harder. Turn harder. That's still arm. It's my body stays back. My arm comes across my body. Yes. Right? How hard's the stroke? Yeah.
Just gotta get it.
Attacking the ball well is super hard. But the drill's only asking you to do what?
Twist.
Then do it.
All right.
Got it? Then do that. Ready? Turn hard. Good. Turn harder. Good. Harder. Gotta go. Turn harder now. Okay. Turn harder.
I'm trying to.
Whoops.
Is it what am I
Well,
doing?
lift the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what's hard about coaching is getting players to commit to the things that get them to get better.
Right.
So as soon as I can get you to turn your hips harder, of course you're going to hit the ball harder.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's go ahead and get these balls. Okay? Take your cart with you. It's kind of your built-in